Yeah, I would like to just give a bit of a testimony on my experiences here at the clinic. Uh, I'm actually from Ontario, Canada. Um, about 2 years ago, I got sick, and as it turned out, I went to see a doctor. I had different doctors look at my situation. I was getting pretty sick. It got to the point where I couldn't work anymore, and I had no energy. I I would pass out a lot, and well, the doctors. I went for tests, numerous tests at different hospitals in Canada. They could not find out what was wrong with me. Uh, the time came where it got so bad that I just stayed at home. I couldn't. I had no energy left anymore. I couldn't eat. I had migraines, uh, severe migraine headaches. I've been on migraine headache medication for years, as far as I can remember. 22 years old. Anyway, my mother was very sick up here in Texas, and I decided to come and visit her. And as it turned out, she was on her deathbed, and so I just decided to stay a little bit longer and wait it out. During that time, I got sicker, and my sister had finally encouraged me to go and maybe I should go and see Dr. James at the clinic. I was skeptical. I always been a little bit, I haven't been much for natural medicine, but I was ready to try anything just to get my energy back so I could go back to work. So that said, I came to visit the clinic, and my findings were excellent. As I arrived, I met Dr. James, Rudy, his assistant, and I had my first interview with the doctor, and they didn't know what was wrong with me yet, but they were doing tests. I had to do a blood test the following day, a thorough blood test. It was the doctor at that point decided that I should also get a scope to see my intestines, my colon. I had some colon problems, and so I think it was the second or the third day I was here. They did a couple of scopes, and so after the scopes, I went to the doctor's office, and they decided that I need hiatal hernia surgery, which I hear they do a lot. It's a surgery that they will not do in Canada or U.S. I understand it's not practiced in their medicine. So I had a conversation with my family, my children, and I asked them if they were what they thought. And Nellie, my daughter, had already been here a year prior to I was here, and she said that I should go. She encouraged me to go ahead with it. So I went ahead and had the surgery done. I found the recovery excellent. From the day I got here until the day I left, and I was here about 3.5 weeks for the recovery. I had a couple of surgeries, and the chelation, I believe, helped me a lot. There was IVs administered every day I think for about 2 weeks. I started having energy again, and something happened after about a week after I'd been here. I started to get energy again, and the doctor gave me some stuff to build myself back up. And well, it was about 6 weeks after the surgery, I went mountain climbing, something that wouldn't have been possible before. I wish I could show a picture before and after. I was a mess. I had lost a lot of weight. In fact, I had thought, and the doctors in Canada thought I had cancer. but there was no cancer. It was what they called it is chronic fatigue, uh, adrenaline fatigue, or whatever they call it. I had been probably under a lot of pressure for many years, and it just wore me down. I would say that I wish I could have met Dr. James 30 years ago. I could have saved a lot of unnecessary suffering during that time. I've been, like I said before, I had a lot of migraine headaches. I was on medication for migraine headaches ever since I can remember, 22 years old. I have no medication now. I take some natural stuff right now, but I'm on no medication now. I feel better than I have in years. I recall the doctor at the first visit, well, no, maybe the second visit I had here, the second day I was here, he indicated that he would make me feel like a 20-year-old again. And I told him, I said, if you can make me feel like a 50-year-old, I am 59 years old, but I felt more like an 80-year-old. And I'm happy to say that I have my energy back again. I've been back to the clinic and visited him a few times. My findings here, the staff were excellent. Everybody's very helpful. I feel like the agenda here is not to just give people medicine, but it is to heal people. They go to the source, something that I found in US and Canada, it doesn't happen very often. It's all about medication. It's all about drugs. In fact, I've heard some sayings, and I can't say this is true, but I've heard this said many times, that every time a doctor prescribes a prescription in US or Canada, they get a percentage of it. So the whole idea that I think is happening is, if it's not something that's in their practice, you will just go on suffering. Over here, what I really appreciated about this clinic here is, well, something that put my mind at ease. Let's put it that way. Something that put my mind at ease. Before the surgery, we had a circle with the doctors, and they said a prayer, and they said that, we only can do this if it's God's will. And I'm a believer. I don't know what these guys believe, but I think there's a purpose. And the purpose here is to help people, and not just postpone the problem, but it's to help people. I've talked, during the time I was here, I've seen numerous people come through here. I've seen people with skin cancer, cancer in the eye. I've seen people here with colon cancer. I've seen people here with breast cancer. They have helped many people. I don't think that this is a one solution fix all here, but they have helped many people. My only regret is that I didn't come here much sooner. I think what people do many times is they exhaust all their resources in the Canada and US till they finally come to a place and there's nothing left to do, and they come here. Sometimes it's too late. He can't help everybody, because many times I think it's because they're waiting too long. They have waited too long to come here. Yeah, we have free medicine in Canada, so it doesn't cost anything, but you come over here and everybody is worried about the money. But I will have to say that the money that I spend here at this clinic is the best money I ever spent. I would encourage anyone, if you have a problem that you can't get fixed, or you're sick, or just as a maintenance even, I believe this is a good place to come. Again, I found Dr. James very helpful, Rudy, the whole staff, the nurses. One time they gave me a needle, and it was a painful needle. It caused some pain. And I saw a nurse come by there, and the concern that they had, it's just something different. There's something different about this clinic. I believe here that they're here to help you and not to milk you. Do they charge? Yes, they charge because they need to. People can't work for free. It costs money to run a clinic like this. But again, I think it's the best money I ever spent. If people are out there hurting, there's no need to suffer. I would encourage people to come here and check out the clinic. Like I said before, it costs money to come up here, but it is money well spent. It's not free, but again, they can't do things for free. Again, I really like to thank the staff, the doctor, for what they've done for me, for my family actually. I would like to add that my mother has been coming here for the last 10 years, I believe, or something like that. I'm not sure how long, but she lived to be 83 years old. She would have never made it that far, at least without a lot of suffering. She was ill a lot, but she found help here. I know that they have helped a lot of people, and I know that they can help a lot of people, and that is their goal, is to help people. I am grateful for what they've done, and I would just like to say, again, thank you, and may the work continue.